Hello, everybody, and welcome to Women of Dance. I'm your host, Sharonne Vinokurov, and I'm so excited to bring you today's episode. We have a fabulous guest on our show. She is a little spitfire. And I really mean that when I say it. She's just a beast of a dancer and an incredibly kind human being. So, without further ado, let me bring on today's guest, a multiple time world champion, Denisse Cambria. Hello.
Hi, well, what an intro. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I meant every word of it. You really are a spitfire,
Thank you.
and I love it. So, I'm really happy that you took the time. I know you're super busy. You have so much on your plate, but I'm really, really grateful that you are sitting down with me today and letting everybody get to know a little bit more about you and your background. So, let's take it all the way to the beginning. Why don't we start off with who little Denisse was, baby D
Oh,
Nice,
little
and
Denise.
baby D Nice, and
Yeah.
how her dance life began. So, let's take it from the top.
Okay. So I started in the high school program, the Latin group, the salsa group of Braddock High School. And that's when some of the I guess they were volunteers that were coming to help us learn. And this was in Miami.
Okay.
And it was casino. So I did casino for many, many years. That was that how I began, basically how I began dancing. So there was these volunteers that were teachers of a school called Salsa Lovers, and they
Mhm.
came in and they saw me. They're like, "Oh my God, you're so talented! I'm going to introduce you to the owner of Salsa Lovers." And then I was 15, actually 16. And then I go to Salsa Lovers, I meet Renegades, and then he's like, "Okay, you're gonna start in 3 months. You're pretty, you look like you're fast, and let's go." And I just started teaching really, really fast. So at the same time that I was in high school, I was teaching for Salsa Lovers. And I also was doing a part-time job with my mom at after school. So it was a crazy time when I was from 16 to 18.
Did you do any other activities as a child? Any sports or anything? Or
When I was 10 years old, I did flamenco and ballet from 10 to 12. Yeah, so I
yes.
love it. I wish I got back into it, but it helped me. I think it helped a lot. That little bit that I did when I was 10 in Argentina, actually, helped me. So that was the only thing that I had as background. But I would love dance since I was little. I'd hear music and I'd be like all over all the stages. I was so extra all the time, and
I feel like we all were. All of us dancers were so extra
yeah.
as children.
Yes, exactly. You'll see the pictures, the modeling, and so we knew we had to be dancers at that point, right?
Yes.
And Yeah, I started at Salsa Lovers at 16, and I went all the way to like 16. Like, what's 9 years after?
25.
25. So all the way to 25, but in between I would do other things, which we'll get into in a second. But
Mhm.
I feel like Renegades, thanks to his opportunity, I found out that teaching and salsa was like what I wanted, was my passion. Um, and yeah, I think that's how that started, and then we can go more into the story after that. I When I was 16, what I would do is 6 in the morning, go to high school, get out at 3. From 3 to 6, I would work with my mom as a receptionist in a clinic, and then from 7 to 10, I would teach salsa, and that was like that for 2 years straight. And
Wow.
I never thought of leaving salsa ever after that. So
You were hooked.
I got hooked big time.
I love it. I love it. Well, we're gonna get right into your videos. And you had asked me if I found this, and I said, yes, yes, I did. This was 2009. And this was you performing at the Orlando Salsa Congress with Mr. Al Liquid Silver
I didn't even
Espinoza.
see this video ever. I don't even remember seeing this video.
I got you, girl. I got you. How did you and Al get hooked up?
Okay. Al had just moved to Florida. This was like 5 or 6 years after I was with Salsa Lovers.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, and he's like, "I need a partner. I just moved here. I don't have a partner." And I was always a go-to girl apparently in Miami. So he started training me, and I started learning his choreographies, like this one, Robocop, one of his biggest, most famous routines. Um, and it was such a it was such an honor to dance with him because he was one of those. Sorry, I'm watching the show at the same time. Why?
You're
So
not the only person to do that. You have no idea how many of my guests, like, stop talking because 'cause they're
I
like,
know, I
"Oh
can't
my
even
god."
answer. Oh my god, this is awesome. So yeah, Alec Whitaker, one of those legends. He would close shows all over the world, um, because he did these cool productions
Mhm.
pieces, tell a story in the movies. So it was really, really cool. If you notice, I'm a little bit thick there, nice and thick, and oh god, and I thought I could do hip hop, and okay, and Al was awesome. So
Al is
he got
awesome.
me to go to Detroit. We did the we did also the cruise the first year. I
Oh,
did it with
wow.
him. And then I think what else did we do? A couple other gigs, which was really nice that I got to travel with him. He
It's
was great.
funny, you're not the first person I had on my show that also came from the Al Liquid Silver School of Productions. Jordan and Alon were also there. Jordan was on my show.
Oh, that's right.
I
That's
think I remember
right.
them doing the Transformer piece, or at least Alon had
Yes.
done it.
Yes. So I think a couple years after, I probably had left to I think Milan by then, or New York, and they were in the team. Yeah, I remember.
It's so funny. Now
That's
I
so
have to
funny.
ask, did Al teach you his famous penguin slide
Penguin slide.
when he slides across the floor on his tummy?
Oh, yes, he did. He did teach me. I was like, you said, is this really? Yeah, he taught me that for sure because I had no idea. Look at this. Oh God. Oh, there it is.
It was
This,
an
this,
it was an Al Liquid Silver special.
and then the backwards. Yes. Yes.
I love it, so great.
That's so funny. I'm
It's
still
it's
watching
so
this.
funny to see you doing a piece like that because so many of us in the business know you as a competitive dancer,
Yeah.
right? And to see you do something that was purely artistic,
Yeah.
so
It's
different.
so different. So different. Yeah. I At that time I never thought that I would be in a competition world. Like I would look up to um Paulina.
Mhm.
I would look up to Karin, basically all of the top competitors. At that time, I was really into. I think Paulina, they were winning. David and Paulina were winning like first place and stuff. So I was like, I think that was the time that I was watching them, and I was like, she's so perfect. Like I would never be able to be that clean. I would never be able to be that athletic. I thought at that age, I was like, there's no way. That wasn't even like there yet. But I was always trying to get better. I'm competitive with myself in a very passive
Mhm.
way, so I
Mhm.
let myself go with the flow. But I was like, I'm gonna always work hard. But I'm like, that's just I should have been 5 when I started dancing to get to where Paulina was.
Mhm.
And then I started competing, and that's when things, I don't know, I just started realizing different things. When I started winning the competition, I was like, wow, oh God.
Yeah,
This is
speaking of competition, you just segued it beautifully for me. This is you competing at ESPN in
Yep,
2009.
that was when I was in ballroom. But I was like, this is just gonna be for fun. I never thought anything of it. Oh, and actually, we got disqualified because we had too much cha-cha in there.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Oh,
Oh God,
wow.
Denise, your balance. Yes. Yes.
Was this your first competition?
That was technically my first competition, and that's weird because I never really counted it. I guess again because I just thought I want to just do it for fun. I never counted it. I forgot about it. But I guess I did compete before. Thanks.
It's the 2nd week in a row
Oh,
now that I've had
thanks.
someone on my show who forgot what their actual beginning is.
Can we you recording all this, right? I need to remember
Yes.
this because
Yes, I will send you the private, playlist that I made of all your stuff so you can see.
thank you. That's what I really need that to remember like my beginnings. Because
Well, that's why we
wow.
do this, right? And I talked about this with you
Oh
when
my
we did the pre-interview. It's so important for our viewers to see where everyone started.
yes. Oh God, you have to see that. Look, you see that? Those arms? Yeah, that's my beginnings. Oh, but that was cute.
You
And
were cute. You're still cute.
in a plane. Yeah, that if you notice, that's where that was my ballroom partner. He's the one that got me into going to he also started in the salsa world and then got into ballroom. Right now he has, I don't know, hundreds of studios all over the world. He's super successful. He's amazing. um And yeah, he was in the salsa world, then got into the ballroom, and then met me and got me into ballroom. And that's why I guess, you know, we got into, he's like, oh, let's just do this and let's bring our ballroom into salsa, and that's how that happened.
I had no idea that you had competed and whatnot in ballroom until I started doing this research on you. Like, I was like, "Whoa, she had a whole other life. I didn't even know." And I've
Yeah,
known you for so long. So
I
it was,
know.
like, shocking. Talk to me a little bit about ballroom, right? Talk to me about the
Ooh.
difference between your ballroom life and the salsa life, because not everybody knows the difference between the 2.
Yeah, ballroom is extremely technical. Extremely.
Mhm.
Like it's another world of like learning. You just learn differently as well. Um I got into it, of course, after salsa. I think I was like around 20 years old when I got into it. I was always still doing, I never let go of salsa. So at nighttime, I would still go to my practices with salsa lovers or whoever I was dancing with, which I'll go into that later. When it was like, you need to focus, you need to focus.
Yeah, don't worry,
Um,
I got the next video all queued up for you on that.
oh, great, thanks. And then I'm nervous about, no, I'm kidding. So
Don't be.
at the same time that I did ballroom, I always did salsa, which that's when you'll start seeing my few, like how I start changing as a dancer. I become a little bit cleaner as a dancer. I think ballroom really helped me
Mhm.
big time. But of course, there's also that transition that you're like, okay, now I need to find the middle because that looks too ballroom and it's not salsa enough. And so then I started to work on that, which today has helped me a lot for teaching. My ballroom helped me teach salsa. Not that I teach ballroom style, but it helped me break down uh,
Mhm.
the technique or break down things for salseros. So I feel like ballroom has that. It's very technical. It was very frustrating for me because, you know, I come from a street salsa world,
Mhm.
so it was another world, frustrating, but at the same time I was like, you know, when you something is so frustrating and challenging that you're like, I have to do it, I have to get it.
Yep.
That got to that point. Long story short, training, I started with Arthur Murray. They taught me how to teach. I started teaching immediately. Again, I don't know why they think that I have it.
Just
I
go, girl. Go.
I
Here.
just went for it. Yeah, that's it. All the companies, they just go, just do it. You can do it. Yes, they're not so sad. Okay. So I
You've
started
got an
teaching my
in-house cheerleader. I love it.
cheerleader, my number one fan. I started teaching at the same time I was training. And I was making finals in Arthur Murray competitions, which, you know,
Okay.
they're a little bit more closed. All the teachers that compete stay in this Arthur Murray competitions, and that's where I make finals. I think in the big competition, I was making like maybe top 10. But to me, that was such an accomplishment because it's such a hard thing. Like most people, again, they dance since they were little, but
Mhm.
it's called American Rhythm Ballroom, so it's a
Yes.
little more social, which is why I was able to place because it was the easier version of ballroom, if that makes sense.
Well, it's funny, you actually that was gonna be my next question was if you did the international Latin or the American rhythm, and it makes sense because American rhythm technique is more similar to what we do with salsa.
That's right.
So
That's
it's
right.
a much easier
So it
transition.
was perfect to transition. Yeah. They would make it so funny when I got into the school. The teachers would make. They all became really good friends. It was such a great environment. Actually, at least in my school, my Arthur Murray, Coral Gables, it was called Coral Gables Arthur Murray. It was such a great team, and they would make fun of my feet because of salsa feet. You know how we like swivel our feet and we'd be doing weird things. I mean,
Mhm.
especially casino and street salsa. That like I was so paranoid. Anyway,
Oh,
so I started working on that, which again, that's why I love feet now and pretty feet. But I think that that's something that really got me, that opened my eyes, that helped me clean up basically. I guess the salsa. So it was
did you
really
have a
funny.
favorite style from ballroom?
Good question. I think rumba was always my favorite.
Love it. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it is. So you
If
did ballroom.
Anya was watching right now, I don't know if she is, but if she'd
Oh
be
yeah.
commenting, "Yes,
Yeah,
Roomba."
I agree. I agree
I agree.
to everything.
Speaking of comments, for those of you that are tuning in for the first time, we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. You can ask questions of Denisse or myself. Just post it in the comments. I'll pull it up and we'll try to get to your answers as best as possible. So, moving on,
Yes.
another collab, how you said you got thrown into left and right and danced with this partner. Here's Chaka,
Shaka.
2010 in Tokyo.
Yes.
Talk to me about this little collab. How did this come to
Okay.
be?
That was awesome too. Um, I learned on two with Carlos Tellez. So
Mhm.
so I had already like learned on two with him, and then right after that happens, I can never tell you the years because I'm like I can barely remember. I didn't even know I competed. So there you go. So after some time, Shaka moved to Florida, to Miami. He's like, or Fort Lauderdale. He's like, I need a partner, and there you go. Denise is always there. Denise is always available, and the girl to go to. And I learned his choreographies. He's awesome. I love dancing with him. He's so much fun.
He
Tokyo was
is
amazing. Yeah.
he's a lot
Um,
of fun to dance with, especially social dancing for sure.
yes. Yes. So that was another beautiful experience.
And how long did you 2 dance together for?
I would say about a year.
About a year?
Yeah.
You guys traveled a lot together or
We did a couple gigs. I think Japan and maybe another one. I don't remember, but
was he
not
the
so
first
many.
person you traveled internationally with?
No, it was Al. Actually, internationally, no, it was
It was Shaka.
unless the cruise is considered. I don't know where we were with the cruise, but with him,
If
with
you leave
Shaka,
from
it was the first.
Florida, it doesn't count, okay?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. So yeah. I think he was the first one that took me internationally. Yeah, yeah,
So
that was
when
one of those trips that I was like, oh my god, Japan.
I
Yeah,
know, right? That's on my bucket list. So you started with salsa, you said it was street style or casino, right?
casino. Yeah.
And then this was when you kind of started more into the on 2.
Yes,
Yes?
when I got more into the Antu was when I started dancing with Shaka. Maybe a couple years before I met Shaka or danced with Shaka.
And
I
you've
was
stayed an on 2 dancer. That is primarily your bread and butter,
yes.
right?
After that, is when they say when you go on two, you never go back. I guess that's what happened. But I'll still dance on one, and I still love it. But
Yeah.
the funny thing is that I don't remember if I was in Salsa Lovers still throughout all of this because I think that yeah, I think so. I think Salsa Lovers I was still part of the team throughout like all of this, even while I was dancing with Al, while I was dancing with Shaka. I was trying to do all of it. And then Alejandro and I, which was one of my other partners later, we turned Salsa Lovers on two. We turned
Mhm.
the shows to be on two. It was always on one, and then we were the ones that like actually started doing like Casino Fusion into on two.
Mhm.
So
Love it.
then, so then I really didn't go back. We even took Salsa Lovers on too.
I love
And
it.
that was my rumba piece, I think. Right? What is this?
This was you
What is
and
this?
Alfredo, and
Oh,
I don't know why the thing is doing that. That's never happened before.
because it's really old.
It's really YouTube is saying, "We don't wanna play this video because it's
Yeah,
really
please
old." I've
don't.
never seen this happen, though, before with the StreamYard. That's really
It's
strange.
not
Hold
meant
up,
to
we're
be.
back. I got it. It just
Oh,
didn't want it to show, but now we're showing it.
okay. I guess it's meant to be.
It's meant to be. Sorry, girl. You thought you were safe.
I thought I was saved.
But
Okay.
I did. I wanted to show you doing your ballroom, and you didn't think I'd be able to find any.
I didn't think that because I don't even know if I was able. I don't think I could find this either.
But yes, this
Okay.
was your Roomba performance.
Oh my god.
What is it about Roomba that you loved so much now that
Uh,
we're watching it?
the thing is, when we go into technique, we always went into rumba. So like working the technical part, I ended up being obsessed with it, like the rumba box, and then how if you master rumba, then your cha-cha's good and your mambo's good, and everything becomes better. Even bolero, because you understand the technique. And I feel like the slow and the fast and the emotions that you have to add to rumba, it's just so special. I love that.
Would you ever go back to doing ballroom again?
That's a very good question.
I guess that's more of a question for Ernesto. Ernesto,
No, he
will
would
you
not.
will you do ballroom with Denise?
He would not. I would do it to practice, but I don't think I'll ever get back to it just because life.
Just because life.
Yes, it's hard to. I would go into like the training maybe, but not. I wouldn't be able to dance it again.
That's too funny.
I have this thing that I always remember. Well, I can tell you later actually when you ask me another question. It's just very important to focus on on what you're doing, like to be able to be successful in that area. Because if I do what I used to do when I was that age, that I was doing all the teams, all the couples, ballroom, and everything, I
Mm-hmm.
was not really good at one thing because I was just doing it all. But at the same time, everything helped me out. At that age, it was fine because I wasn't trying to be my own company.
Mm-hmm.
But now that's obviously different.
For sure. But again, like you said, it all feeds in,
It
right?
all
It
helped me
all
out.
it all
Oh yeah,
helps. It all makes us stronger dancers.
yes.
Those of us that, keep trying to grow and push, for sure, it
You
definitely
must
helps us.
train in other areas. Yes.
Yes,
Oh, there
absolutely.
you go. That's I was looking for that and I could not find it.
I got you, girl. I got you.
Oh my God.
Which
Oh,
competition
look, I
was
never
this?
showed you. It's my ballroom stuff.
Yeah.
Sharonne got it. I don't even know where it is. I don't even know. Where was it? Instagram? I mean,
This is
YouTube?
YouTube.
It was on YouTube.
This is you and Luis, your other partner, right?
My ballroom partner.
Your ballroom partner. I love it. We've been into this interview now for only 20 minutes, and I've shown you Al and Shaka and Alfredo. The amount of
All
partners you had.
all these partners. And
All these
it'll keep
partners.
coming. Yeah, Lewis was my competitive partner in ballroom. He was the guy that I felt, oh my God, I was faster here. Okay, girl.
Yeah, girl. Look at
Uh,
you.
yeah, he was amazing. Luis Lopez as my ballroom partner for like 4 years.
What is the difference between a ballroom competition and
Oh,
summit? Like in terms of experience or feel, if you will.
boy, it's very different. Because in ballroom, like you're basically, you have so many dances you have to be good at. So you have
Yes.
5 dances: rumba, cha-cha, swing, bolero, and mambo. So you have to show all of them in great quality. And also, they only have a second to look at you, so every moment has to be important. So that's so different compared to salsa, where they're all watching you, your whole routine, and you practice that routine for so long, and you just perfect that routine, which is great. In ballroom, you have to perfect 5 of them, and the only good thing is that you stick with the same choreo for years. Like yes, you can change it, you can add stuff, but it you don't really change choreography like that, like you do in salsa. Every year will come with a new choreo. That's
Hmm.
not definitely not what happens in ballroom. So it's easier to perfect those 5 dances because you're doing them for so long. Does it get difficult as far as entertaining? Yeah, like for example, I would sometimes get bored of doing the same routine for so long,
Hmm.
even though I should have thought of it back then differently. Like, okay, I need to perfect my technique, which is really what it is.
Yes.
But me and my ADD and me having 100 different partners, it was part of me that I couldn't focus, and I was like, oh, can we change this? And can we change this? And that's how obviously. Um, I mean, I guess I could have been better if I really focused on that.
I don't
But
know. You look pretty fantastic out there to me, but that's my opinion. I'm not a ballroom judge, or at least
thank you. That
not now.
that bow you see at the end, I like to do it in salsa, and everybody makes fun of me, but I do it for fun.
Don't nobody make fun of you.
I
No,
don't
no, no,
care.
no,
I love
no.
it. Oh my God, girl, you really did find everything.
I really did. I'm so happy to
Thanks,
see your
Tim.
face. This
Oh
is
my
you and
God.
Jason Molina
Yes.
at
I love
the
Jason.
Salsa Caribe Social, I believe.
Yes.
All right. Jason's from Puerto Rico. You're from the States. How did this happen?
Because he collaborates a lot with a lot of dancers, and he came to Miami a lot that year, and I think I learned this routine in 2 days, and we performed it. He's like, Denise, let's just do it, and yeah, I guess I was really fast at picking up routines since I was all over the place and doing so many styles. I was just picking up. Yeah, with Shaka, same thing. The routines were so easy to pick up. I mean, it was easy for me to pick up, which nowadays I don't know if it would be as easy.
Oh, I'm sure
Um,
it would be.
Maybe I don't know, but it was awesome how he got me to. Oh, see, I still messed up a little bit, but anyways,
We all make mistakes. Again, this is important for the audience
I
to see.
know.
Even we make mistakes,
You
people.
see, guys, look at my off balance. It's normal. This is okay.
Yep.
But if you notice, my feet are cleaner. This is definitely ballroom going into place. like
Yes,
helping my salsa.
for sure.
I
Was
love
this the first
Jason.
time you started going in the air too? Because we haven't really seen you in the
Oh,
air yet in any of these videos.
I think so. I think maybe I did like a little bit with salsa lovers.
Mhm, but not a
But
lot.
no, not like air. Yeah, these are the biggest tricks, and this is when it probably started. Yeah, that makes
Nice.
sense.
What made you
Good
decide
observation.
to do tricks?
Oh God.
Because we're part of the Flyers Club, right? We
Yeah,
we love to be in the air. So, what made you
yeah.
decide, "You know what? I wanna do that cabaret life."
I was terrified actually for so many years. I got into it only because I was forced into it because I went to Yamule, so I had no choice. First Euphoria and then Yamule. And so because I wanted to train in Yamule and be the best and all that, be the best I can be, I would oh my god, Alfredo, another partner. Wow, yes. He's was one of my first teachers, by the way.
Nice.
Um I think we were representing salsa lovers there.
It's possible. This was later, though. This was roughly around 2013.
Yes. So this was after. Yeah, Jason, yeah.
Yes,
Well,
this was
sorry,
after
what was
Jason. Like I said, we're going in chronological order of your
oh yeah.
videos.
Oh, I didn't even know that was after. That was crazy. The um sorry, what was I saying?
We were talking about what made you get into flying, cabaret.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it was no choice. Yamule, and then you know how Yamule are still holding on.
Yes.
So really, like release tricks and stuff happened because of New York movement, and
Ah,
that I'm gonna give credit, 100% credit to Veronica Castilla, because she like I saw like the that she had no fear. And I
mhm.
was like, "Oh, I want to be like her." Like I just admired her, and she would always give me like that push. She's amazing. She's like one of my
She
close
is. She
friends.
was on my show last season. Absolutely love her.
I love her, and because of her, I got into. I was like, you know what? I can do it too. Veronica says I can. I'm gonna do it too. So then that's how that happened. Oh
Alright.
my
This
god!
is you with Yamule, which with this by the way, this is personally one of my favorite ever Yamule routines,
Love
as
this routine.
most people, I think, would say when they discovered Yamule, it was this routine. But let's talk about your time with Yamule. How did you actually
Oh,
end up there? What made you to, like, end up there? What was the process like working with Usman? I want all the details.
okay. So I I basically got to Yamule thanks to Ernesto. He was like the mediator, the one that communicated with Osman. Um, because I didn't have that relationship with him, and I just wanted to train in Yamule. And Ernesto and I were talking online, and we were actually like, "Oh my God, that's so cool that you moved to dance for Yamule." And I had just moved to Italy to dance with Euphoria, Jose Diaz.
Yes.
But there was like a lot of issues as far as it was just a bad time for the company that I went when I went to Italy. And then he was like, "Oh well, since it's so difficult right now over there, why don't you come to Yamule?" And then I was like, I wish. I just don't know how to get to Osman. I don't know him like that. He's like, okay. So he started talking to him. And then Osman's like, yes, I know who she is. Bring her. Let her do Bajaria and Pro at the same time. I said, okay, bye. Like I grabbed all my stuff again. Like 6 months or 7 months after Italy, I went to straight to back to Florida and then to New York, and I started training there thanks to Ernesto. But meanwhile, while I was talking to Ernesto, we were like flirting. So
Mm.
that's when our relationship kind of started at the same time that he got me to go to the company. So what a coincidence! And I moved to
Are
New
we
York.
sure that that's not why he really wanted you to come to
Exactly. I
Yamule?
don't know. I'll never know the truth. I'm
I
just
think
gonna
it was all
assume.
just a smooth way to get you to be on the same team with him, but that's my
Exactly.
opinion. I could be wrong.
I don't want to think that. I want to think that he just wanted the best for me. No, I'm just kidding. No, but he knew he was the best for me.
Somebody, let's see, Adrian Werner just wrote LOL, duh.
Uh, yeah. With that excuse, he's like, "Why don't you stay with me? I got you. I'll help you out." Oh, really? Yes. Actually, I needed help. I needed a place to stay. So the funny thing is that our relationship happened like that fast. Like we were
Wow.
talking, and then like 6 months talking, and then once I moved to New York, that's it. It just everything happened at the same time.
That's
And
so funny,
it
and I
is
love that she was
backwards.
like, "Yeah, no.
It was backwards. Yes.
No, no." This was another Yamule routine. You were with them for a while. I can't show them all,
I
but
know.
I'm gonna show those at least some. This was the New York Congress,
Yes. Watch.
an
This is what I
incredible
did my
event.
solo.
Hmm?
Watch. I want you to see this part. I
Okay.
guess I really got into it, and then I did my own little thing. So I call it my solo.
Yes.
Like, watch, watch. I'm like, hey, I'm loving it. This is my ballroom side. Hey, what? Look at me. And I forgot to
I
tell
didn't
you.
even notice that the first time I watched it. I thought that was
I know.
planned.
It
Love
was
it.
really fast. Actually, I don't think Osmar got mad at that because it was so fast.
It also looked like, you know how sometimes teams will do like an isolation where the group will do one thing, but one person's isolated?
That's
It
what a lot of people
almost
told
looked
me.
planned.
That's what they said because I was so into it that they had no idea. Yeah,
You're
it was
just living
funny.
your best ballroom life
I
in the
was
front.
I was really into it. I think that's what messed me up. But oh, I love this routine.
It's a great routine. It's a shame I can't play the music, guys. If anybody wants to find these videos, particularly when Denise was with Yamule, you can go online, search Yamule 2015.
Oh my god, I can't
A-
wait to see how this
And that's
plays.
where you can find a majority of her videos. Just be
2015.
careful. You got to look.
Gotta really look. Yeah.
You got to
That's
really, you actually posted a lot of videos from that time too. When I was going through my search, I saw a
oh,
lot of the Yamule videos were uploaded by you, but you're not
oh,
in them. So I guess it was you at an event watching and you would record and upload it.
oh, I guess. Is this Denise or Ernesto Denise?
No, no, just Denise.
Oh, okay. So maybe yeah. That's what I was thinking. Maybe Ernesto did it. And who was Ernesto in it?
Yes, Ernesto would be in it,
Yeah,
but not you. You were
yeah.
watching, he was performing.
He posted it, smarty pants. He said, "Oh, I look good here." Post. No, I'm
He
kidding.
posted it from your account,
Yeah,
Ernesto.
it's okay. It's okay. As long as I got the views, I'm good.
You got the views, girl. You got the views.
Good. That's
Yamule
awesome.
is known for their intricate turn patterns and, you know,
Oh
again, like you said, the tricks and whatnot. How much did being on this team influence you as an artist moving forward?
oof. It was everything. It was everything. Like everything I needed to it gave me all the tools that I needed for my own projects or my own choreographies nowadays. Um well, mostly because Ernesto was with Yamule for 2 years. I was there for 1 year. So um the fact that Ernesto trained with Yamule also helped me continue to, or us continue to choreograph at a high level because of our experience there. The technique is so difficult. Everything Yamule does is so difficult. So I feel like that definitely gave me the best training that I needed for pushing the salsa area, which was also so hard for me because I came from basically more simple partner work in all the other companies, and then
Mhm.
straight legs from ballroom. So I had to really find my balance and change a lot of things. But it was the best. I always recommend Yamule for anybody that wants to take their dancing to the next level. And that's how this routine started.
And that's how this I love the segues. I love it when it's a beautiful transition. This was the debut performance of Ernesto and Denise,
Yes, that afro looks
but it
crazy.
looks so good.
Yes, people were super, super curious to see what we were gonna do. Um, and that kind, like, if you see this choreography, you'll see the progress, I guess you can say. How we put all the moves we could at the first choreography. We went in on that one, so
Yes,
it's
you
so over
did.
choreographed because it was our first routine. We're like, it has to be perfect. Osman has to be like like he has to be proud of us. It was the main thing, that he would be proud of us because we admired him and his work so much.
Did you
Um,
guys tell him you were gonna break off solo and do your own thing?
we did, we did, and that's because of New York Movement. So New York Movement came about, and we said, "Listen, Osman, we really want to take this opportunity. I feel like it's like a one-time opportunity, like Fausto bringing these dancers together to compete. We're gonna all learn from each other in the different styles. Can we do it?" And he didn't allow us to do different things. So at that moment, we decided to go with New York Movement. just because we didn't want to lose that opportunity. And I feel like we were old enough at that point. We were about in our late 20s, and we feel like we needed to work. It was hard to work in Yamule. So when it came to the finances, we also needed to go our own way because we're like, I can't afford New York anymore. So it was nothing personal. It was really also just the finances. We couldn't make it. So we're like, I guess it's time for us to start. And then at the same time that we did this routine with New York movement, we also did the gold one. So everything came out at once.
I'm almost sad I didn't have the videos flipped, that I didn't have the New York one first before your debut, but this was the first New York
I
movement
think
piece.
I think the debut was first, and then New York movement was it?
Was
Maybe?
it? I was trying to be as chronological as I could with these videos.
Oh, New York movement first, then no. I think we debuted in March, and this was okay. Yes, the other way around. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
you
because
got
this
it.
was February
Yes,
or
and then a month
January. I think it
after.
was still back in February, back when this happened, 2016.
Yeah, you're right. So the other way around, but it's right there. It's really close.
So this was
Yeah.
the first New York movement piece that you were a part of.
Yes.
And like you
Uh,
said, this was Fausto bringing everybody together, right?
yes. Yes. And fun fact is that I was an understudy.
Really?
Yeah, I was. Michelle Morales was one of the main dancers, and she stayed in Yamule because she was one of the main dancers, and then I guess I basically took her spot, but yeah, it was that.
I
Love
love these
Michelle.
costumes.
These costumes are amazing. Oh, I love this routine. It was so hard. I remember how hard it was for all of us. So if you see the debut, where
Mhm.
we do I think who was it? Oh, Jacob and I, the last trick struggled. You'll see Ernesto and Delia on the floor at the end. Like if people really saw everything, they would understand that it's not that easy, even though we make it try to make it
Oh
look
no,
easy.
it's so hard. And teams are a whole other beast,
Yes. But
especially once you get into competition. Like everything that we saw from you with teams so far was performance based.
yeah, but competition.
Competition for a team is a whole other animal.
You have to show so many different also difficulty levels, so lines, tricks, but all together. And yeah, it's different. Timing, even just the time doing hard partner with your timing is one of the hardest things in this level of dancing. But I'm gonna say this has been like dancing on your movement has been one of the best thing that's ever happened to me and Ernesto. Yeah, it's what helped us also our career. Yeah, because we were still training and training differently as well
And
in
everyone
different
here
ways.
has such different styles.
Yes,
That's the other thing. I'm sure like one of the best things about it was the fact that you guys all got to learn from each other and grow
yes,
from each other.
yes. That's the best part of it. It was all different styles coming to one place and then trying to make it one. And
I
that's what we
love
did.
it. And you all
Yeah.
pushed each other because every single one of you
Yes,
women, like a star in and on your own, like without the others. And then you put the four of you women together, and it's just like, oh my
yes.
God,
One of the
power.
hardest things was to put the style to be similar because we're all also different styles.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
yeah, but it worked out. I love that team. Oh, I miss them so much.
We'll get more to them.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this second routine of yours,
Oh yeah.
which was phenomenal. But I must be honest. I'm going to make a confession, and I'm going to make this confession on behalf of all of the art and motion dancers.
Okay.
We also had a routine many, many, many moons ago to Kui,
Oh yeah.
and it haunts us. So when you guys came out with this, the first thing that happened was my eye started twitching. And we all started hearing "Kui" like in the back of our heads,
Oh
making us
no.
cry. But you guys, what you did with this routine was just phenomenal. And I think it sounded almost like you guys sped it up, which to me was just madness because Kui by itself is like on
So
crack
fast.
speed.
I know it's on crack.
So, what made you decide to use this song? Please tell me.
Baby, did you speed it up? Oh, it's the live version. So I think the live version is faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Who
Well,
chose the song? Was it you or was it him?
Ernesto always chooses the songs. He then
Ernesto, you're mean.
you're so mean to me. make me run. You're making me run all the time. No, but yeah, he's the best because he spends days till 5 in the morning looking for music. So he's the guy. And then he's like, baby, you like this one? I'll be like, yes, no. And then we'll move forward. But it's not that easy. It could take a whole year to get the right song.
Oh, for
And this
sure.
was one of them. I love this routine.
I love
Oh,
that you guys are so playful with each other.
yes.
I think you guys honestly started a trend, right? Because before you guys, you didn't see a lot of partners like high five each other during the
Oh, yeah.
routine
This one has that.
or
Yeah.
like any, and you guys started doing that to the point where now I watch a lot of people come out of New York and whatnot, and they be
And they're
doing
like,
your stuff. And I'm like, I know who did that first. Stop stealing.
yeah, thank you. For sure, that was one of our things. At least me, I've always been an entertainer. I feel like that was like because of all the styles, actually, even because of ballroom, mainly ballroom. I'll tell you, I tell people this experience. When you compete, sometimes a rumba can be a random song and you have to
Mhm.
show feelings regardless. So it sounds weird, but if you have to fake it, you have to fake it and feel that rumba, even if they're playing a hip hop to the rumba at the moment.
Yep.
And you have to find a way to connect to that song and show them that you love it so much. So you connect to the dance. So then my thing is, I try to be, obviously my face is I'm trying to be as natural because I already know my choreography and I enjoy the choreography. But
Mhm.
the fact that I had to work that part of it in ballroom has helped my salsa. So definitely, I guess was what is one of the main things I like to do, whatever, even though I'm running around like a crazy butt.
You do. You have this
I try.
beautiful quality when you perform, really. You find moments to have, like, a slow down, a pause, and I totally see the ballroom there, but I think it's so effective with your dancing, and I
Thank you.
wish more people used it.
Yeah, thank you.
This was one of my favorite New
I
York
love this
movement
routine
routines,
too. Yeah,
especially whenever I hear this song, I immediately think of the team,
New York movement.
especially that initial trick when
Yeah.
you all
Oh,
just
that
drop
trick
and
is
grab the leg, like,
fun.
that just oh,
That
loved
trick
it.
is fun. What was not fun was the toss when we get to that toss. Oh
Yes,
god.
we're gonna keep the video playing so that we can get to the toss because I got a funny
Yeah.
story for you about that toss.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I
um,
want to hear it.
so you obviously I've said inspirational, you're phenomenal, you're such a powerhouse. I remember not too long ago at AIM, I forget which routine we were working on, but Darlin decided he wanted to try that with me with no
That one.
warning. Yeah, that toss. So I'm gonna ask you about it, but yeah, he told one of the guys, just toss her over to me and grabbed me and Darlin almost got a heel to the nuts. So that's what happens when you do a trick without warning and you've never done it before.
Yeah.
So can we talk about your process for things like that? Because I mean, what person in their right mind goes, "Hey, I'm gonna throw you across the room to another guy, but stay vertical and keep spinning."
Fausto's a psycho one. So Fausto's like he brought in that video, like the ice skating videos.
Mhm.
He's like, why can't we do this? Let's just you see how they just go here and they do a double and they land. Let's just obviously you can't land in your heels, but why don't we catch the other guys? What another guy just catch you? And then again, thanks to Vero, I was like, you know what? I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm the light. I at that time I was like the lightest one. I was like, maybe it's easier with the lightest one. But I was super skinny. And then Fausto and I'm like, you know, let me just try. So I didn't think about it. Fausto
I lo
grabs me. He said, okay, I think you just have to turn. And he just like, I think I have to do this. And I'm just gonna toss you. First time, it came out perfectly.
I'm so
Second time,
envious.
it came out perfectly. Third time, perfectly. The moment later in the year, about 4 months in, I started to make it higher and fix it and get better at it. I started getting worse and worse and worse.
See,
So
sometimes we do this thing where we overthink, and it's so frustrating.
exactly. Exactly. So I think a lot of people that do tricks can relate, where you try to do it better, but then you overdo it, overthink, and now you're going backwards. So, and that's happened many times, even with Ernesto and myself. The whole going over the tricks, like, okay, let's just make it higher, or you just want to do more because you
Yeah.
always want to do more, and then that's when it just doesn't work because it doesn't have the right connection and things like that. So it started becoming harder. There was one gig we did in LA, and I punched Ernesto because he's the one that catches me. He's the guy I trust to catch me always. So he throws, Fausto tosses me, and I go straight like this, like to find him. But I punched him right, scratched him right in the eye. Actually,
Ooh.
we have stories about that trick.
Yeah, for anybody who's never done tricks before, it's quite a process in rehearsal and sometimes in the show. The
Quite a
injuries that happen, it's a
quite a
lot of trust.
process. It really is. It really is.
This
And
was your guys' first time competing in the professional salsa cabaret division, correct?
correct.
And y'all came in and took second on your first go.
Correct. Unbelievable. I did not. I thought we were gonna be six or something. It was our first time. We're like, there's no way. That was amazing. That was an amazing experience. We were so happy to even get second place. And yeah, we never thought of competing. The people who really got us into competing, of course, not only Fausto who got us to first compete as a team, but it was Karin and Karen Ricardo. Karin Rafael and Karen Ricardo. They're both
Nice.
like, you need to compete. Why don't you compete? And we're like, no, like, wait. We're like, you want to beat some more ass? Excuse me, but you want to beat some more butts?
Oh, you can curse all you want. This isn't
Okay,
NBC or
okay.
anything. Nobody's telling us to shut the fuck up. Curse all you
Okay,
want.
okay, good. That's exactly what I said. You want to be more ass? But they were like, no, you guys like, would bring some more, like some different style to the competition and this and that. We're like, no way. That this is when they had tried to convince us the year before. So then we did it the year after. We're like, I guess let's just do it.
Who
But it
does
was
your
fun.
choreography for competition?
Say it again.
Who does the choreo for you guys for competition? Do you choreograph yourself and then bring in a coach, or
We choreographed ourselves and then coach with Tito Tamara. We've coached with Anya. We've coached with Billy. Yeah, and they clean it up or they recommend different things. I think this one we didn't coach enough in it. Then on the other ones we did. Actually, maybe not. I think we did with Billy. Yeah, so
such
that's
an amazing
what we do.
thing to be able to compete and to be able to push yourself and see your progress. I think that's one of the things that all of us competitors love about competition is that it gives us these markers of like what we want to achieve. And because we're in comp, we're constantly seeing that goal either be met or like measure what else we need to do maybe to get there.
For sure. That's for
And
sure.
as you can see, the next year,
Ooh, it gets
y'all
harder.
came back and won.
Yeah, we're like, we're not leaving with second place. Just kidding. Uh, yeah,
What
this routine was definitely one of our hardest routines. Till this day is one of our hardest routines, but the one that impacted or I think inspired a lot of people all over the world. Um,
I love this routine. I
we
could
went
watch
all
it all
over Europe
day.
with this routine. Yeah, this routine, and it was. I'm not gonna lie, it was a big struggle, and I'll tell you exactly where we struggled.
Please.
Uh,
I
huh?
love that lift. It's so
I know.
like it's so subtle and not complicated, but effective.
Yes,
I
but
love moments like that.
those are the best. This toss, well, not this. This was not the hard part, but it's actually easy. But the one who came up with that was Fausto, of course.
Of
Yeah,
course.
just just run into it and just fly into the toss, into the catch. I'm like Fausto, no, I can't do that. Like, what's wrong with you? And then one day I
When
started,
you guys work those tricks, or do you
little
have
by little.
mats? Or
This
you
is
just
the one. This is the one that was a big struggle for our whole Warare career.
ugh,
It was really hard.
it's
The
definitely
timing,
not an easy trick sequence for sure.
no, yeah, the timing of it was really hard, and
But
I'm
see
not.
all this playfulness? That never
Oh,
used
yeah.
to happen in competition.
Oh, that's true.
You guys changed that.
That that's probably maybe one of the things we brought into the like. I guess we inspired people to do more in the
Like,
competition world.
yeah,
Yeah,
high-fiving and the all like, what? They're doing a secret handshake in the middle of a competition. Like, who does that?
yeah, that was definitely, I guess, what people remember from us, right?
That and the
Um,
flying and, like, there's, like, the subtle moments. In the very beginning even, he lets you out, and you have this moment where you look at the audience and you do like this flamenco thing with your hand.
Oh,
It's
yes.
beautiful, and you just
So much
hold.
drama. Yes.
Drama. Love it.
Oh.
Even with competition, it's still a performance, and I think that's something some people miss.
Yeah, and honestly, I think what really helped us out is that we didn't change our style because we were going into competition. We didn't change ourselves, and that was one thing that all the coaches always said: don't try to compare yourself to other dancers or try to do better than other dancers. Like just try the best, be the best that you can be. That's why I loved competition world, because we became better dancers for ourselves, like for again, sticking to our style, to what we do. And that
Mhm.
was thanks to all the coaches, the training that we got. Because at that point you have to, right? You're competing for them to judge you, so you have to train. So you're forced to schedule these lessons and train that way. So
Yep.
I feel like, again, we didn't change the fact that the dancing part of it, like we didn't limit the dance because we needed to do triple spins and show that part of it. Like you don't have to do that to show difficulty. So we try to do it in different ways that would fit us. And that's where, like, Ernesto was really good at that. He's like, no, let's just keep doing this. Like if we hear, like, let's decorate our arms, like exactly same thing with the teams. This was not a competition routine, but we said, okay, let's just clean up the timing, clean up some lines, and then take it to competition. um
And this is your team. For those who don't know, we are showing now Iroko, the
yes,
Ernesto and Denise's team, and this was the first time you guys were with the team at a comp.
yes, I think that was a year and some change after we started the company, or a year
Yeah.
and a half. We started the company. What year is this?
This is 2019.
19. Sorry. Oh, actually a year. Yeah, a year and something. So the team was very, very new. But we probably had just debuted a couple months before.
Well, at least you debuted a couple months before. You have no idea how many times I've debuted routines at competitions.
Girl, same. I think
Ugh.
I
There's
think
something wrong with us, I think, sometimes.
no, 100%. I never recommend that to anybody, but I still do it. We all
Yep.
still do it.
We
It's like,
also we'll tell everybody you have to have 10 runs before you get on stage or never debut at a competition. And next thing you know, we're there. So I'm debuting today.
yep. Palo Yaya, we debuted a week before. Guarare, 3 days before. And it only got worse and worse. I like to say that the excuse is we were traveling so much, we didn't train, but at the same time, it's just an excuse because, at the end of the day, you could always find time to rehearse before, but it's almost like that pressure that we want to wait till last minute. And yeah, it's just what it is. Billy always got mad for
Yeah,
that.
Billy's not a fan of last minute stuff.
Not
We've all been yelled at for
no.
that at
He's
least once.
like, you should do the same routine for 3 years.
Yep.
Oh, Salsa, Salseros, we're like our ego. We cannot do that.
Yeah.
But
True. How did Iroko come to be and where did the name come from?
Iroko, we actually we're hearing it in music. It says Iroko, and so a lot of us. So we thought it would be a great name for the company. So we always have to check with our teacher Marisol Blanco, our Afro-Cuban teacher, who ended up telling us actually it's a beautiful name because it represents the tree that all the Orishas like pray to and ask for wisdom, and I thought the meaning was beautiful for us to use
Love
as
it.
a company name. This
I
is the
love
next
that.
routine.
You guys won this with this routine at Summit. I just
Yeah.
didn't want to show only Summit videos. This was you guys at the New York Congress, one of the biggest events in the world.
Yes.
Very well known throughout the world as one of the biggest congresses. Um,
Yes.
you guys were still in New York at this time, right? You
We were
hadn't
still
moved
in
down
New
to
York.
Florida yet.
Correct. And
So
that year we did. Sorry, that year we sent the company. We had the company dance without us because we were doing. We realized that it would be too much. Like for example, the year before that we did Iroko and we did Warare. It was a lot. Everything was a lot. Oh, thank you, my love, inspiration, woman, and the dance. Thank you, Liz. You're so cute. The year that we did Iroko and we did Guarare, it was a lot. So we're like, maybe we need to focus on one thing at a time. So we couldn't do New York movement, Iroko, and Ernesto and Denise. So we decided to do New York Movement, Ernesto and Denise, and have our dancers dance on their own, representing Iroko without us in the team. So we took 5 couples. That was definitely very, very hard. But we had Destiny, who helped us co-direct. So with her helping, which Destiny is one of the old school bomb ass dancers.
I had no idea Destiny helped you guys. She's
Yeah,
not girl. She's also
was,
been on the show. Love her.
I love her so much. I love her
Um,
and I miss her so much. She has such a good eye. I always tell the story of her holding her bra like during the whole Yamule routine. That was so inspiration. I was like, girl, I don't know if I would have been able to do that. You're amazing. And wow, didn't know the meaning of Iroko fit so perfectly. Thank you, Greta. Yes, I'm sure I should post that more often. The meaning is so cool. I should really
it
post.
really is. I wish I had I mean, I'm glad you got to share that on my show so everybody gets to hear it, but that's a fascinating story
It really is.
about the meaning. I love it.
Yeah.
But you guys are performing here.
Say it again. Oh
You're
yeah, here,
performing in
yes.
this one.
Yes. And this one, yes. But the summit they did, and then we were super happy that they did it. They won. They won, and we won all the categories. It was
You did.
crazy.
It was a very big year for you guys.
It was
2019 was a
crazy.
very big year
Yes.
for you and Ernesto and all the things that you guys were doing.
Right
And
before
then
COVID.
and you did stay, like you said, with New York Movement. That wasn't over by any means.
Mm-mm.
And you guys came back to 2020 Summit with this routine.
That's the one. That's the
That
same year, the 5 couple thing. Yeah, the 5 couple,
Yep.
and we did the last. Yeah. So that routine was very difficult too.
This routine was one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Um,
The shoe.
the shoe. The shoe. I feel like we talked about the shoe with Veronica. It's time to talk about the shoe with you a little bit. At what
I
point
had
during the performance did you realize that there was a shoe on the stage?
I had no idea the whole time. I had no idea the whole time. Obviously, the guys know because they were in the back and they saw it happen, and they're more aware because of formations. They're the ones that need to be watching more than the girls. We need to be watching them. That's, by the way, that's a technical thing. If anything, once look at that. Oh,
Yeah.
shoe came off.
Well, no, there
And
it was just stuck. When she got to Jacob,
oh, that's
you
right.
see her rip it off because there
She
it was.
can't.
It started coming undone. Boom! She tosses it.
She honestly, it's admiring that she was able to do that. I don't know what in the world, how she's spinning in one like without the shoe. I told her big props, big props for her, 100%. Because yeah, I was like, oh my god, they're loving our routine. I was going in, I was like, yay, they love this part. They're screaming more. Whoa, I had no idea. And then at the end, everybody gets off so mad. I was like, what happened, guys? And then it was like, the shoe came off. Oh my god, I had no idea.
I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen a person rip off their shoe during a competition and still go out there, like, and just keep going like nothing happened.
It does not affect her performance at all. It's crazy.
This routine, I mean,
Okay.
obviously, we talk about how every year we want to push ourselves, we want to get better, we want to be more challenging. This might have been the most complex New York movement routine we'd ever seen.
It was.
Um,
It was definitely complex.
who, because there's so many, like, I want to know what the process was for this. Who did the costumes? Who picked the music? All of it. Like, 'cause there's
Ernesto usually is the one that picks the music and cuts the music for the team. Between Ernesto and Fausto, and
okay.
then of course everybody has to like put their input and agree or whatever. We go by majority, the vote when majority votes basically. And then as far as costume, usually Fausto is the most creative.
Because this was my favorite costume.
Love this costume.
I love this costume.
Yes. I love this costume. And Fausto was definitely a big influence, I guess, in this costume. Between Fausto and Veronica helped. And then of course we all put our input. No, girls, let's do this more. Let's open up here. I think always all of us end up doing the finishing product, but he gives the ideas. And then as far as choreo goes, everybody. I feel like we all put a little bit in that choreo, in every choreo you see a little bit of everybody.
True. You can definitely look at parts of it and be like, I think she did this or he did that.
Yeah,
But
like
you
the
guys
afro,
merge it. Yeah.
you know where the afro comes from for sure, like things like, and then everything for sure. Yeah, so that's what I loved about that team.
You were on
Oh,
fire with the costumes that year. Can we just
that
because this, like, if that costume was my favorite for New York movement, this is my favorite Ernesto and
I
Denise
love
costume.
this costume. It's my favorite.
It's stunning.
Thank you. It's beautiful. A lady in
Stunning.
Europe did this costume for
A
us.
lady in Europe made it for you?
Yes.
Listen, if you ever wanna get rid of it, I'll buy it off you.
I don't know if I can. I'm in love. I think I'll wear this for my wedding. No, I'm kidding.
It really is just perfection.
The costume is not the choreo in this one. This very nice.
I don't know about that. The choreo is pretty great too. You did win.
We did, but we made a couple mistakes. Like the beginning and then the ending trick was a mistake. The funny thing, funny story, guys. This goes a lesson for everybody. Do not rehearse the day of your competition. Do not ask yourself, what is this prep on 5 or on 7? Was this supposed to? Do not trust what your process, your rehearsal process. Focus that day of your competition and listening to the music, running the routine how you already know it. And do not, my favorite costume, and the routine. I love this routine. Thank you, babe. Um, she calls it the skip it, the trick at the end. I don't know if you remember there was this toy that we jump and
Yeah, you
yeah,
put it on your ankle and roll it and you had to jump over it.
I was a skip it. She said she was watching live. She's like, oh my goodness, skip it. And she went crazy. But anyway, do not rehearse the day of your show because that's what we did. And we only went over that trick. We went over other things that weren't perfect that we wanted to go over. And everything came out just to make sure. But those things are little small things. But then we really got into that last trick, and that's the one that we messed up. We prepped at a different time. And it looks like I got stuck, but it was really because we prepped at a different time. And you'll see, and that's because we were wondering the numbers that
Oh
same
no.
day. Yeah, so it was a learning phase here, and it goes down, and then it just gets stuck. That trick is pretty tricky.
Yeah, it's not easy.
No,
Especially
yeah,
the wrap and the around the leg. It's not for those of us who have those of you who have never tried it, it might look easy, but it is so not at all.
yeah. When it's an invention that you're like, oh, yeah, let's just do this. That's something that hasn't been created before. You have to figure it out on your own. That's even worse.
Oh, yeah. But sometimes don't you think that the best things come out of experimentation?
The best. Sometimes from mistakes,
Yep.
right? They're like,
I
oh, this leg ended up here. Like how? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I remember one time doing a press with Darlin, and what was supposed to be the exit out of it wasn't. Like, Katie was working with us, and she was like, "Why don't you rotate this way?" And for whatever reason, I rotated out the other, and it was a completely and he was like, "Yo, that was cool. We're gonna do it like that from now on." I'm like, "I don't know what I did."
I know. I hate when they're like, I don't know what I did, but definitely those are the best. I agree.
Those are the best.
I
Now, I
agree.
don't have the video of this from Summit, but this is Iroko, and you guys did win
Yes,
this year. And now that you tell me that you started in flamenco,
that's
this
where it
routine
is.
makes more sense to me now.
Yes. So you see a little bit of it. Obviously, it's not like done so perfectly because I still need to work, but there's the influence for sure. Um, love this routine. This is our Tampa team. Where no, technically Nachito and Ziana moved from New York to Tampa, and
Yes.
Nacho and Belen also. Nacho from New York and Belen from Argentina, and many others have moved to Tampa to dance with our company. We are so blessed.
That's amazing.
We are so blessed. So half of the team have already been with us for a while, which is very helpful, and we're doing great. We're so blessed here in Tampa. We're super happy, and obviously that happened after COVID because New York was basically our plans to move to Florida moved faster because how tough New York was during COVID.
Mhm.
Um, and then thanks to online classes, we bought our house here in Tampa.
It's amazing.
So we have our little investment, a little home,
And I
and
have to say, I've
uh,
heard some things about you guys as a team, as directors, and it's only been the kindest, nicest things.
oh, that's
Like,
nice.
I've heard people tell me that your team is so much like a family.
Yeah.
Do you guys live together? Does the team live together?
Well, they lived with us for when they needed to move here. We wanted to help them out so they can settle nicely, not having to struggle like we usually do in New York. It was
Mhm.
always a struggle, right? So we wanted to help them out. So we were in the same house for like 6 to 10 months. Um,
Unbelievable. But
yeah,
I
so
love that. That's
yeah,
that's you guys taking care of your dance family and
for
letting
sure,
your dancers know that it's not just the team.
for sure, 100%. Um,
And I think that's really incredible. I think if you continue that way, you will always have success because people will want to be a part of that.
yeah, that's definitely is our goal. We really not we really care about them, but we also want them to be successful in their personal life. That just makes us, it fulfills us more, so
Yes.
I know it sounds selfish, like it fulfills me, but at the same time, it like we're not being selfish because we want them to be the best they can be in every way. So we want them to, like, we're helping them build their credit. We're like, we have a house, we want you to have your house and things like that. Besides the dance part that we are so definitely like into them. Please don't leave Tampa, your class. Thank you, babe. So sweet. No, we're not leaving Tampa. We're staying right here. So whoever wants to come, they should. Tampa is like a hot market now, by the way. Ooh, got
Oh,
expensive.
is it?
Oh yeah, it is.
What's the weather like down there right now? I gotta ask.
Perfect. Can you see?
It is perfect.
Yes.
Darn it.
I love it.
I
It's
need to go
always
down to Florida
perfect.
again.
Yeah, only mosquitoes is a problem, but the rest is
Yes, this is true. You guys, the mosquitoes are another level in
yeah.
Florida.
Oh, that's the only thing. The only thing. But everything else is great.
Elizabeth says you two are the most selfless people in our dance scene for sure.
Thank you. You're a friend. That's why you say that. No, I'm kidding.
You know what? It's funny that you say that because like you had mentioned, we help each other, like Destiny was helping you and whatnot. And it's so funny because like we'll send stuff to each other and they'll be like, "Oh, I love it." And I'll be like, "Are you just saying that because you're my friend? Or do
I
you
know.
really
I
like
know.
the choreography?"
Yeah, you wonder sometimes. No, but I'll believe you, Liz. I'll believe you. I'm just kidding. But
Well, you guys are having so much success down there. It's
yeah,
so great to see. And I hope you guys keep at it.
thank
I
you.
hope you keep building this beautiful company, this beautiful business down there, and that you keep inspiring women.
Thank you. Oh, for sure. That's my goal now with Go Ladies, to like build up the ladies here in Tampa.
That's what I
Also,
forgot.
yes.
Damn it. I knew I left something off of your playlist.
It's okay. It's okay. It's
No.
hard. It's very new too. So it's actually, it can actually be the last thing you put. So it's okay.
I'm mad at myself
No,
right now. I'm
no, no,
supposed to be
no.
better than that.
No, no,
How did
no.
I
You
forget?
were great, girl. With all the stuff that you found, I'm surprised. So don't
I'm
you
really
worry.
mad because that performance this year was amazing.
Thank
You
you.
guys won.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. It was and this goes to all the women. Like, I didn't know what I was capable of, because obviously I know what I can come up with Ernesto and myself. Oh, thank you, Greta. She's part of the Local Ladies Project. Love
Yes.
you. Um, Shane up, yeah. That's so crazy. I know, Liz. I know you would. Um, Ernesto and I choreographed together, right? So, like, he puts a lot into it. As a leader, they usually have more ideas to choreograph, because they come up with the partner work. So I was I was scared of doing my own project. I was like, I don't know if people are gonna like what I do, but I don't know if I'm a good choreographer. I don't know any of this, right? So I started as a boot camp, and that's how it all started. And thanks to the support of all the ladies all over the world. Look how fast you did that! I can't believe you. That's awesome.
Girl, I have
You're
a
the best.
complex. I need to nail things.
Yes, that's awesome. That's why you're a competitor, girl.
That's
That's why you're
right.
a competitor. Um, and you know what? It ended up being like the hottest routine, one of the hottest routines of ladies. So I was like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And then now it makes me want to work harder and bring more girls together, more of a community. And that's how Iroko Ladies Project came about. Now I have ladies all over the world practicing this routine. Hopefully,
Love
I'll
it.
get more girls on stage to do it. It's a very difficult routine because it has so many of the ballroom and little different styling and
Mhm.
different technical elements. So, but yeah, I can't believe it came out of me. Yeah.
It's phenomenal. It really is. And speaking as someone who has done both the co-ed teams and the ladies teams, it's such a different experience to just work with women and to
It's so much
have that
fun.
and have that like building confidence building. I saw Julissa posted something the other day, and I loved it. She wrote hashtag we fix each other's crowns.
Yes, I agree. That's something that we do through ladies choreo, ladies time together. It's different
Mhm.
when you're doing partner work, not in a bad way, but you have the men, and it's different. Like, you're working on different, you don't focus on yourself so much and your confidence. This is what you do with this type of choreographies and shines. And we talk about it all the time with the ladies. We're like, oh my god, it's just so much fun. Can we do more ladies gigs, just ladies? And I'm like,
Yep.
yes, I want to. So that's one of my next goals, to go travel more with the ladies, because yes, it's a little confidence booster, um extra time, yeah, with each other, so it's great.
Will you guys be holding auditions anytime soon for either your Roko
i
team or the
just
ladies?
i just did, and we have about 40 girls here in Tampa.
What?
And then, yes,
That's an army.
yes, it's big. The levels are mixed right now, but my goal is to treat it and train it like a pro team once they start feeling more comfortable and with me and my craziness. And then I'm also at the same time doing Iroko Ladies World Project, which they didn't have to audition for it, but since this is something they can work on, I can still push them in different ways. They can do this from all over the world. So I'm
Love
doing
it.
that as we say, yeah, now.
Beautiful. I'm so happy I found it.
Thank you. Thank you. You're
You're
awesome.
welcome. Before we wrap up, because we're out of time already, the last piece of advice, last question. If you could give one piece of advice to women who want to make it in this business, what would that advice be?
I will do two. Can I do two?
You can do two. I'll allow it.
Okay. Thank you. So train in different areas that would make you different, that would help you open your mind in a different way, because especially if you're salsera that trained salsa for so long, sometimes just taking other classes, and it could be one class or it could be just two different classes, flamenco, it could be, I would recommend something like more active. That's like ballet is good for technique, but I which is also good, but I think maybe flamenco, hip hop, other things that would open your mind to find yourself, that would be a great thing to do through your process. So take a lot of classes of
Yes.
different styles. And number two would be to focus on, thank you, Henry, to focus on your area. For example, of course you can always fuse what you're learning, but focus on one dance, focus on what you want. That's why, for example, Iroko Ladies took a long time to come out, or ladies, me doing any ladies routine took a long time, because I was so focused in our partnership and building my name as a part, as Ernesto and Denisse first, and then not jump into like doing all these different projects at once, because that's not going to help. That's not going to help. And this is why I said I'll say it later, but Renee Gates was in Salsa Lover, was my director of Salsa Lovers, and he always said, Denisse, you are not going to be good at everything if you just do everything. You have to focus on one thing. If it's not Salsa Lovers, if it's ballroom or something, just stick to it. Again, at that time it was fine, but like when I actually wanted to take my dancing to another level, I really had to focus. So I had to let go of everything, tango, ballroom, everything I did, I had to let it go and focus on salsa, and that's why I moved, and I did that. And really, that's when I started improving my salsa skills much more. So take different classes, different styles, and focus on what you want, on your goal, on your ultimate goal.
That's great advice for those of you that are watching. I hope you wrote that down. You took notes.
For
Because this
myself.
girl's got more titles than I can keep track of, so she knows what she's talking about.
I love that. I love that. Thank you, babe. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. We've had Denise's information scrolling at the bottom of the screen the entire time. You can follow her on Facebook and Instagram at Denisse Cambria. You can follow her and Ernesto on Facebook at Ernesto Bolnes and Denisse Cambria, or you can follow them on IG at Ernesto and Denisse. You can also follow them on their website, ernestoanddenise.com, and also live2salsa.com, which is your online classes, correct?
Correct. Yes.
She's got so many ways to follow you,
God, so
guys.
much.
Like, you can
There's
just
more.
stalk her. I'm kidding.
Stalk me, please. Stalk me.
No, don't stalk her. She's got Ernesto and she's got dogs. Don't stalk her.
Actually, you're right.
Don't
Come
stalk.
after you.
Don't stalk. It's not a good idea. Sweetie, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down
Thank
with me
you.
today. I've
Thank you.
loved getting to talk with you like this, getting to know you a little bit better. I was really excited when you agreed to be on. So this
Thank
was
you.
so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was awesome to see my life that I had no idea. I forgot everything. So thanks to you, I remember my process.
There you
Please
go.
send me that playlist.
I
And
will.
thank
I'll send it
you.
to you as soon as we're done.
This was so much fun. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so very welcome. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure you join me next week. We'll be back at our regular time on Wednesdays, and my guest will be Ginny Carey. So we're going to talk salsa, bachata, ballroom, and hustle.
Oh my God.
So yeah, we going to get
Yeah,
into
I
all
was
of it.
you did all of it.
She does all of it, like you, like a
Yeah,
lot of us. She does it
that's
all.
awesome. That's
So
awesome.
she's going to be our guest next week. Again, a big thank you to Denisse for coming on
Thank
today
you,
and being
everybody.
my guest. It's been
Thank you.
so wonderful. Once again, this has been Women of Dance. I'm your host, Sharonne Vinokurov. Love you all. We will see you next week. Take care.